Hello and welcome to Course 3, Advanced Lessons in Code Jumper. This is Lesson 19 on Boolean logic. In this lesson, students will be introduced to Boolean values and logic. Boolean is a system that is used to create true or false statements. There are multiple Boolean operators. These lessons will focus on the and or a not. All students will be able to use and or a not Boolean values. Most students will be able to use Boolean values and logic to determine the correct value, and some students will be able to explain what a Boolean value is and use it in a program. The lesson structure has gone back to our original structure. We have an unplugged activity, we have a guided activity, and we have exploration. So let's jump in. Our vocabulary is really important in this lesson. So a Boolean value is a type of data that only has two values, true or false. And we have our operators. We have and, a statement where both conditions must be true or both must be false. In our language, and gives us more, but in Boolean values, it actually narrows our field of choices. Then we have our or operator, a statement where either condition can make the statement true or false. So you can take either one. So that actually makes more options, where in our everyday language, or makes you choose one or the other. And then the not is a statement that reverses the expression from true to false or false to true. So let's look at our first activity. So in this activity, students will be introduced to Boolean values and logic. Boolean is a system, obviously, traits true or false, just as we said. So we're going to need our computer science journal, we're going to need our code jumper kits, and our guided activity 1 instruction cards, and our answer key. But before we go, let's just kind of walk through what this looks like, the and, the or, and the not. Let's start with and. So we're going to be choosing a flavor of ice cream. So we have chocolate chips. We have, ooh, chocolate sounds good. So we want chocolate. And we want mint. So our choice has to have both because it has to have chocolate and mint. We have three different choices of ice cream. Start with, we have a chocolate ice cream. We have a mint ice cream. And we have a chocolate mint ice cream. So remember, we have our requirements are chocolate and mint. So looking at our first one, the chocolate ice cream, nope, that one doesn't have mint in it. So that one won't work for us. Our second option, nope, that one only has mint. It has no chocolate. But our third has chocolate and mint. So that's the one that we choose. Okay, now our or statement. We apparently want a lot of ice cream, so let's choose again. So we have our chocolate or our mint, and we have our three choices again. We have our chocolate ice cream, our mint ice cream, or our chocolate chip mint ice cream. Which ones can we have? We can have or. So our chocolate, yes, because it has chocolate, because it has one or the other. Our mint, yes, we can have that one because that was an or. It's okay, there was no chocolate in it. Or we can have our chocolate mint because there's both. How about our not? Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit different. So we're still choosing flavors of ice cream. So not nuts. So we're saying this ice cream cannot have nuts in it. So let's go through some flavors. We have a chocolate ice cream. We have a pistachio ice cream with chopped pistachios on top. And we have our chocolate chip mint ice cream. Now, which ones can we have? Because it says not nuts. So our chocolate ice cream, yeah, that'll work. There's no nuts in it. So that'll be just fine. Pistachio, there's nuts in it. We can't have that one. The last one, chocolate chip mint. Yeah, we can have that one because that one does not have mint in it. So 2 out of our 3 choices are viable choices, not the one with the pistachios in it. That doesn't work for us. Okay, so that's just kind of an overview of the and or not. And that's a good way to explain it to your students, have them come up with something that's that like ice cream or something similar. Okay, so for our first guided activity, we're going to be using a play pod and the hub. And that's all, because we're trying to look at these concepts. So we have we have 3 examples on the screen. Our first example is we are looking for one more animal sound that is wet and happens during a storm. And then the other statement is we are looking for one or more animal sounds that are wet or happens during a storm. Okay, so we have an and we have an or. So that first one is we are looking for one or more animal sounds that is wet and happens during the storm. Okay, so we're going to be using our nature sound set. And I'm going to bring up my code jumper. Let's see here. All right. So I have my animals. So let's go through this. So we're looking for one or more animal sounds that is wet and happens during a storm and happens during the storm. So I'm going to change this to nature. All right, nature sound set, nature, there we are. Okay, and I'm just going to turn the dial. I'm not even going to press the play button. Let's just turn. So it's wet and happens during a storm. Rain, that's wet and happens during a storm. Seagulls, nope. Flash, doesn't happen during a storm. It's kind of all the time. Waves, that happens during a storm and not during a storm. So that could be waves, could be one. Birds, nope. Crickets, nope. Frogs, nope. Thunder's not water. So we have 2 sounds. We have rainfall and waves. They're both wet and they happen during a storm. So those are our 2 options out of the 8. Now I have another one. So we're looking for one or more animal sounds that are wet or happens during a storm. Flash, that one could happen during a storm or not during a storm. So that's definitely an or. So you see you're going through these ones and you're like, okay, answering the questions, but they were different answers. Same options, but that and or operator, those parameters are different. There's a whole bunch of different questions to go through with different sound sets. You can use the nature sounds, you can use the animal sounds, the tool sounds would be fun, the siren sounds. There's a lot of options you can go through and really explore that. All right. So the second activity that we're going to be doing is, again, using the and or not and how they're using computer science is we're going through and finding more answers. So they have statements that they need to find. Find the sound or sounds of animals that have feathers or fur. Find the sounds of animals that have 4 legs. So really going through and digging in deeper, more challenging questions that they can do on their own. And so this one I would say in a group, where the last ones we did together with the teacher. This one I would say put them in small groups and have them challenge themselves to figure out how many answers there are, and then write down the animal names that you can find that fit those Boolean logics of, for like the first question, find the sound or sounds of animals that have feathers or fur. And moving on to exploration, it's the same as the guided, except for we're going to flip it, where in the exploration, the students are going to come up with those statements and then challenge their peers to find those animals. So they'll write the statements, come up with the answers, and then swap with a peer to see what they can find. So that is our lesson on Boolean logic. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.